Yes?
Yo, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes. Yo, what do you know? You ready again? Yo.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. For thine is the kingdom. Just before we do the blessing, I just want to read the Gospel of St. Peter, the feast of St. Peter. It's from Matthew's Gospel. When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he put this question to his disciples: Who do people say the Son of Man is? And they said, some say he's John the Baptist, some Elijah, and others Jeremiah or one of the prophets. But you, he said, who do you say I am? Then Simon Peter spoke and said, You are the Christ, he said, the Son of the living God. Jesus replied, Simon, son of Jonah, you are a happy man, because it was not flesh and blood that revealed this to you, but my Father in heaven. So I now say to you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of the underworld can never hold out against you. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth shall be considered bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth shall be considered loosed in heaven. The gospel of the Lord. And so we invite the men to come forward closer to the shore so we can have the blessings of the boat. Hello, can you hear me from my... Okay, it's loud enough.
as we have the national anthem of Dominica, the song. On July 5th, 1995, in Marigalot, she became the godmother of Turquoise Express. No other than the Lady of Song, our very own Ophelia Marie. When she's done, she will lead us in the French national anthem.
Isle of beauty, isle of splendor, isle too also sweet and fair. All must surely gaze and wonder at thy gifts so rich and rare. Rivers, valleys, hills, and mountains, all these gifts we do extol. Healthy land, so like our fountains, giving cheer that warms the soul. Allons enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Contre nous de la tyrannie, l'état d'un sanglant élevé, l'état d'or sanglant élevé, entendez-vous mugir ces féroces soldats qui viennent jusqu'à nos bras, égorger nos fils, nos compagnes, aux armes citoyens, formez vos bataillons, marchons. I would be most grateful if you will allow me to present to Mr. Belmar, on behalf of all the gathering here, Dominica and France, in a good kind of way, a copy of my most recent video CD. It looks like this, Dominica. You can see it. And I'm giving it to Mr. Belmar.
So much.
Thank you very much, Ophelia. Your Excellency Charles Savre, and President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mrs. Savre, Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Honorable Catherine Daniel, Minister for Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs, and the Parliamentary Representative of the Collioure constituency, other honorable members of Parliament, His Excellency Philippe Adenas, Ambassador of France to the OECS member states and Barbados, Mr. Gary N., Managing Director, H.H. Richards and Company Limited, Agents of Express Diesel, Dr. Roland Belmar, Managing Director of Express Diesel, Mr. Malcolm Bertrand, Chairman, Dublanc Village Council, Father Herman Shaplis, other invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Let me say it's a pleasure to have you here this afternoon, and we will move straight into our program, and I would like to call on Mr. Malcolm Bertrand, the chairman of the Dublanc Village Council, to officially welcome each and every one of you here this afternoon. Mr. Bertrand.
Your Excellency, Charles Savre, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mrs. Savre, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Honorable Catherine Daniel, Minister for Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs, and Parliamentary Representative of the Collioure constituency, other honorable members of Parliament, His Excellency Philip Ardenaz, Ambassador of France to the OECS member states and Barbados, Mr. Gary Ed, Managing Director, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, General Agents of L'Express Diesel, Dr. Roland Belmar, Managing Director, L'Express Diesel, Father Herman Shaplis, other invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is an honor and a privilege to stand before you at this historic occasion. As the sunlight glows above us, I want to wish you all a very warm welcome to the community of Dublanc. The opening of the Dublanc playing field is certainly a momentous occasion for all of us. Our community has shared the dream to have a playing field that can be used as a model on the island, whether it is a sporting event or a social gathering. It happens here. Dublanc has always been a community which has produced outstanding sportsmen on a national and regional level. Names like Grayson Shillingford, Irving Shillingford, and Shane Shillingford all started their careers on this field. Well, if memory serves me right, every representative from Dominica who has made it to the West Indies team has come from our community. I also stand proud as coach of the CCCU Dublanc Football Club, currently back-to-back Premier League champions, and also products of this playing field. More recently, we have had a few team members who have moved on to play at a higher level with more prominent regional teams, and of this we are very proud. The government of the Commonwealth of Dominica has been a key partner since the start of this dream. From the purchasing and cutting of the playing field in 1972 to the commencement of the Players' Pavilion in 1997 and a financial contribution towards the renovation of the pavilion in 2016. It is a relationship which we expect to continue. This administration has already promised to make an even more substantial contribution to phase 2 of the project, which would include building a sea defense wall and improved lighting. We are hoping that the current administration would not become wary of us and will continue to partner with us even further when phase 3 of the project will be established. The Dominica Football Association has also made valuable contributions to the rehabilitation of the pavilion, and we must also commend members of the community of Dublanc who have over the years made contributions through time and hard work. Now, as we take our minds back to the reason for today's celebration, on behalf of our community, I wish to express our deepest gratitude to the management of L'Express des Îles. More significantly, Mr. Belmar. We wish to congratulate you on your 30th anniversary and pray that God will grant your company more and more years of success. You could have chosen any other place, but I believe God ordained and directed you to Dublanc. You did not have to do a project here, but you chose to do it. When this project was identified, L'Express des Îles was right on board, and the enthusiasm never waned. At every stage, there was constant communication with contractors. When I think back to what was and what we see now, it is a vast difference. Your contribution to the complete rehabilitation of the playing field, as well as completion of the pavilion, has already made a difference in the life of this community, especially in the lives of our sportsmen and women. We have a facility we can be proud of, and you must know you have touched the very heartbeat of our lives in Dublanc. You have helped us realize that not everything must remain a dream, but through partnership of corporate citizens like yourself, dreams can become actuality. Again, to you, we say thank you, and we hope our partnership will continue for the years to come. Once again, to all of you, I say welcome on behalf of the community of Dublanc. I hope you enjoy your stay with us as we celebrate this occasion along with our community's feast. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bertrand, for your welcome and also for providing a brief synopsis on our achievements as a sporting community. I will now call on Mr. Gary Ed, who is the Managing Director of HHV Church and the Company Limited, to offer some opening remarks. Mr. Ed.
Your Excellency Charles Savre, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mrs. Savre, Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Honorable Catherine Daniel, Minister for Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs, and Parliamentary Representative of the Collyho constituency, other Honorable Members of Parliament, His Excellency Philip Ardenaz, Ambassador of France to the OECS member states and Barbados, Dr. Roland de Belmar, Managing Director, L'Express des Îles, Mr. Malcolm Bertrand, Chairman, Dublanc Bioche Village Council, Father Herman Chaplis, villagers of Dublanc and the Bioche, other invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is indeed a pleasure and a privilege to be here present at this function and to be part of such an historic occasion. It is also fitting that this event should be held here in Dublanc, for this community has strong historical links to Guadeloupe. Many of the ancestors of the leading citizens of Dublanc and this part of the west and north coast first came here as French settlers from Guadeloupe. Among those families in the records are Vidal, Sabroch, Dumas, Foy, Lamotte, Royer, Leblanc, Brumont, Dubois, and Chaplis, and many still own portions of land that their ancestors claimed over 200 150 years ago. 30 years of continuous service is a long time, and my company and I are extremely proud to continue to be general agents for l'Express des Îles Fast Ferry Service. To have been part of such an important service linking Dominica to its neighbors is most rewarding. Congratulations and best wishes to our friend Roland Belmar, his directors, and to his staff. Long may they all continue to provide this exceptional service, and for always being so concerned about the well-being of Dominica and its people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ed. It's 30 years of bringing our islands closer together in tourism, in trade, and developing relationships of our English, French-speaking people. 30 years, Assam, Assam. Moving on with the program, we'll now call on Mr. Dr. Roland Belmer, who will offer some remarks. And in the meantime, we're asking the flamboyant dancers Jinping group, please get closer to the stage because you will be performing next. Mr. Belmer.
Your Excellency Charles Savarin, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Madame Savarin, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Honorable Catherine Daniel, Minister for Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs, and Parliamentary Representative of the Koliwo constituency, other Honorable Members of Parliament, His Excellency Philippe Ardanaz, Ambassador of France to the OCS, Member States and Barbados, Monsieur Hervé Lizard, Consul honoraire de France à la Dominique, Mr. Guerrier, Managing Director, HHV Whitchurch & Co. Limited, General Agents of l'Express des Îles, Mr. Malcolm Bertrand, Chairman, Dublanc Village Council, Father Herman Sharplis, other invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I would like, on behalf of l'Express des Îles, its shareholders, management and staff, and on behalf of our general agents, HHV Whitchurch & Company Limited, to thank all of you for being here today for the celebration of our 30th anniversary, and particularly His Excellency Charles Savarin and Madame Savarin, Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister, Honorable Catherine Daniel, Parliamentary Representative, and we know what we owe you, Son Excellence Philippe Ardanaz, Ambassador de France. A lot of you must think, why did l'Express des Îles invite all these dignitaries to Dublanc? Would Warsaw not be more convenient? Daily, for the 30 past years, our customers, you, walk to our ticketing offices either in Roseau and Portsmouth, and then on to the Roseau ferry terminal to catch the ferry. You walk to us. On this special occasion, we wanted to walk to you, where our customers are. So you may ask, why Dublanc? There are so many other charming villages in Dominica. It is simply because this small but shining fishing village has provided our company with 5 seafarers among the 15 very professional seafarers from Dominica that work on board our ferries. Dominica is now a significant part of the business of l'Express des Îles. It has grown year after year. Without this call, maybe our service would no longer exist. There is a plaque on the Dame Eugène Charles Boulevard in Roseau saying, "Thank God the French were there." At l'Express des Îles, we say, "Thank God Dominica is there between Guadeloupe and Martinique." One of your officials told me a few years ago, Dominica needs l'Express des Îles. Be assured that l'Express des Îles needs Dominica and the support of the Dominicans. By funding today the renovation of the Dublanc playing field and the pavilion of the village of Dublanc on the occasion of our 30th anniversary, it is our way to say to the authorities of Dominica, to the people of this country, a simple word from the depth of our heart: thank you. L'Express des Îles is a French company by law. We want it to be Caribbean in soul, for you to definitely feel at home on board our vessels. Thank you, merci, merci en pile.
I know for a fact that the people of Dublanc and Biash are very grateful for the Express des Îles. Let's hear it for them. Thank you very much, Mr. Belmer, for selecting our community. And I would like to say to the 5 employees from our community who work with Express des Îles to please continue to do your best to make us proud, because when you do wrong, the entire community takes the fall. So now that you're doing good, we are all taking the praises. So thank you very much, and please continue to make us proud. Is the flamboyant dancers ready to give us some jumping for pop performance? Flamboyant dancers, are you ready? Please come forward so you can entertain us. Let's get going. Performance, please. Oh, they went the line. Excuse me. Thank you very much, Mr. Crawford and your team for this entertainment. And moving on with our program, we're gonna call on our very own, I know she's very happy to be here with us this afternoon to celebrate this great occasion. Our very own Lady Catherine Daniel, our parliamentary representative.
A pleasant good afternoon to everyone. And let me first of all recognize in our midst His Excellency the President, Charles Savre and Mrs. Savre, Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Cabinet colleagues, His Excellency the Ambassador of France to the OECS and member states, and also Barbados, Mr. Gary Ed, Managing Director, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, and other members of the Board of Directors of HHV Whitchurch, who are also agents of Express Desir, Dr. Ronald Belman, Managing Director of Express Desir, Mr. Malcolm Bertrand, Chairperson of the Dublanc Village Council, Father Herman Chaplis, other invited guests, people of Dublanc and Bioche, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, friends of the community. Although you have been welcome here this morning, but as the parliamentary representative for the area, I must express special welcome to you all. In our midst, I see also the mayor of Roseau and Portsmouth, Mrs. John and Francis. A pleasant welcome here today. Special welcome. The Bible said, to him much is given, much is expected, and in all things give thanks. Today we are here while Express Desir is expressing thanks to us, but we too are most grateful for your contribution towards the development of Dublanc. I met Mr. Belman here, and it was a very, very pleasant occasion, very friendly, and I hope that all your fears are laid, everything is happening well, because he's very meticulous and wanted things to happen. So he said he's pleasantly surprised of the outcome at church today. So that's a good sign for the people of Dublanc. Whenever business comes to us, it's not only that we expect to take from them, but we also have to give back. And this ceremony here this afternoon is a two-way event. One where you are expressing your thanks, but one where we must say, merci beaucoup, merci en pile, pour ça Express Desir, qu'a fait pas Dublanc seulement, mais tout Dominic. There are about 5 people from Dublanc out of 12 people working on the boat. And this is the greater percentage of our workers on the boat for Express Desir. Once one has a business, though it's not your business, but for the business to survive, you have to claim ownership as a worker in the business. And you have to bring certain fundamental behaviors to this business in order that it survives. And I'm sure if the people who are employed with Express Desir did not demonstrate that quality that you are seeking for your business, you would not be here celebrating with us. And so this speaks volumes for our employees. One of the things that makes a business really successful is the attitude, the customer relation. Because if we have bad attitude, we'd be driving away people from the business. A second thing, oftentimes people feel it's not my business and they don't give enough. this can cause a business to go under. And you will be losing out, not only the owners, but the workers would be losing out of that business. And so, with a great attitude, great customer service, principles of truth, principles of honesty, because if you take away from the business, you will not be doing good to the business. So I just want to thank the people of Dublanc. I'm very proud as a representative here to be celebrating with you all in that thing, because you had a celebration in Marigaland and you chose Dominica as the second place. So this tells us a lot. I want to congratulate you on your 30 years of service. I am hoping that with God's guidance, you will do very well, you'll continue to do well, so that God can prosper your business and that you will seek and get more employers from Dominica into that business. I want to thank HHV Whitchurch and Company for being the agents of that business and for being there with us, the people of Dublanc, at the planning stage, because we met how many times to plan. And thanks for your appreciation and the kind words that you have shown to us. I do not want to prolong this event because it's been a long day. So may God bless you richly. May God bless the people of Dublanc. And I hope that we can get more employees onto the Express des Îles. I hope that your fleet will increase so that we can have more people. So may God bless you. C'est votre béni autant avec mon cas souhaité bon business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Daniel. And the words that Honorable Daniel gave about the work attitude does not only go for the employees of Express des Îles, it goes for each one of us who are employed. We have to ensure that we have good work ethics when we are employed anywhere else. We will now have a performance by the Carina Cultural Group. Carina Cultural Group will now grace us with a performance. Let's welcome them. Let's welcome them. Let's make them feel welcome. a round of applause. Thank you very much to the Arena Cultural Group for its performance. And right about now, I would like to call on His Excellency Philip Adanas, Ambassador to the OECS member states and Barbados, who will offer some remarks.
Your Excellency, the President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Dr. Savarin and Mrs. Savarin, Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, Honorable Lady Catherine Daniel, Minister and Parliamentary Representative, dear Roland Bellemare, Express des Îles Managing Director, dear Gary Aird, Express des Îles General Agent, dear Dublanc Village Council Chair Malcolm Bertrand, dear Hervé Nizat, Honorary Consul of France in Dominica, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me tell you how happy I am to be with you in this lovely village of Dublanc. Dublanc is my French pronunciation. As an ambassador of France to the UACS countries and Barbados, I need to travel a lot in the Caribbean, yet it is not often that I have the possibility to get out of the capital and visit villages, which are the places I appreciate the most. Last Friday, 2 days ago, we celebrated in the Alliance Française of Roseau our National Day, and I took this opportunity to present a special award to Dr. Roland Bellemare, the award of French Citizen of the Year in Dominica and in the OECS. So it is with great pleasure to be with you this afternoon in this Dublanc playing field and pavilion, because Dublanc playing field and pavilion are in themselves one more proof, if it was needed, of how well deserved is this award. You pretty well know that France is a Caribbean country. As an ambassador of France in the Caribbean, one of my main priorities is to support and encourage a better regional integration of the French Caribbean territories, and especially Martinique, Guadeloupe, and Saint Martin. And a better regional integration begins with a better connection of the people in order to facilitate exchanges between French and Dominican citizens. So, on the ground, on a concrete way and on a daily basis, the Express des Îles is a wonderful instrument of rapprochement of French and Dominican people. And in that way, this company has been a real ambassador of France, and I can consider its manager, my fellow citizen Roland Bellemare, a diplomat colleague, and a especially bold and daring one. Bold and daring one because you may know that at the beginning of Express des Îles, there is a passionate sales manager who dared to buy with colleagues the firm in which he was working in order to maintain its activity. This LBO has resulted in the Sussex story we all know, thanks to Roland Bellemare, the former sales manager who became the managing director of Express des Îles. But Express des Îles is more than an instrument of rapprochement. It is also an instrument of solidarity. The contributions of Express des Îles and of Roland Bellemare, as you well remember, were really essential to aid and rescue operations after tropical storms Erika's devastation in 2015. Roland Bellemare decided and organized the modification of the rotations of boats in order to help the coast villages that were isolated from other places in the island and also to facilitate sanitary evacuations. And obviously, this is the reason why we are gathered today in Dublanc. Roland Bellemare is fully committed in fostering job creation by training young sailors and hiring them to work on the boats of the company. And is it a particular reason why a majority of those sailors trained and hired by Express des Îles are from the beautiful village of Dublanc? So, to put it in a nutshell, at the say in Britain, because the Express des Îles is a real ambassador bringing Caribbean people together, because this company played a key role in relief to populations after Eureka, and because Express des Îles contributes to job creation and also to the well-being of population. And this playing field and pavilion are a testimony of that. It is with happiness and gratitude that we celebrate today the 30th anniversary of Express des Îles, and that we pay tribute to Roland Bellemare and the 30 years he dedicated Saint-Ville and helping people of the Caribbean. Long life Dominica, long life Express des Îles. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency Adonas. And I believe after today's event, Express des Îles is going to have a lot of travelers from the community of Dublanc and Bioche. And also, some way, somehow, our employees who are, your employees who are from Dublanc will find their picture somewhere, because they will go down in history. They will go down in history. I am seeing Jackson here, I'm not seeing others, I guess probably they are on duty right now. But Jackson, tell the others that they were really given praises today because of yours dedication to the work that you're doing. And we're gonna have another performance, Hilanto, by the flamboyant dancers. Flamboyant dancers, Hilanto. And that's our little children. stage for the flamboyant dancers. That's our junior team. In flamboyant dancers, we have 3 categories, and this is just the beginning. When we go over to the school, we have another performance by the intermediates. So we are going to move on with our program. And right about now, I would like to call to the podium Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt, the Prime Minister of Dominica. Honorable Skerritt.
Thank you very much. Let me first of all recognize our President, His Excellency Charles Savre and Mrs. Savre, my friend and colleague Honorable Catherine Daniel, who is our Member of Parliament for Dublanc. Let me also recognize in our midst Son Excellence Mr. Afanaz, the Ambassador of France to Dominica. My cabinet colleagues were present, Mr. Gary Ed, who is the Managing Director of H.G. Research and Company, Mr. Belmar, who is our dear friend and partner for many years, a true Dominican. Let me recognize him and let's praise his zeal. And to the Chairman of the Village Council, Mr. Bertrand, the councillors, ladies and gentlemen, friends all, good afternoon. Public-private partnership is critical if our countries are to advance. The state, the government is there to provide certain services to its citizens. But without the partnership of the private sector and citizens, our countries could not advance at the pace at which our citizens would like it to advance. So this partnership here between the community of Dublanc and l'Express-Île is what we need more in our country, and indeed, by extension, the world. Because at the end of the day, the private sector is the major beneficiary of all of the government's investments, whether it's in education, because you get the qualified people, whether it's in health, you ensure that you have healthy people, whether it's infrastructure, you benefit from this. And it's important for us to give back, as it were, to the communities. I will say to you, Mr. Belmar, that you couldn't have chosen a better village in Dominica than Dublanc to invest. These are resilient people, they're respectful people, they are hospitable people, they are hardworking people. And notwithstanding their size, they have proven to be a giant in Dominica, especially where sports is concerned. And with limited resources, they continue to thrive and to stride along in national pursuit. I want to say to the residents of Dublanc and Bioche, and of course in respect to the playing field, that immediately after the passage of this year's budget, we shall transfer the funds to the council for the improvement of the lights on the playing field. And secondly, we will not only construct the retaining wall to protect the playing field, but we shall construct a retaining wall to also protect the homes and properties of the residents of Dublanc and indeed Bioche. So you will see these projects coming on stream immediately after the passage of this year's budget. Sports for us in Dominica is very critical, very important. And this is why over the years we've tried to invest from the little resources the government has in improving sporting facilities across Dominica. And of course we have signed, as you know, the contract for the architectural designs of the indoor sports facility, which will also include an international size swimming pool for access to our citizens. And we expect that once we get the designs completed, we will go to the tender process for the award of contract for the construction of this much anticipated project for the benefit of the young people of our country. Ex-President Zil has been a true partner of Dominica over the years. And we have seen the gradual improvement of the relationship. We've seen the gradual improvement of the service that we have been receiving from Ex-President Zil. And I want to say to you, Mr. Bell, that we in the government and of course the country, we truly appreciate the partnership which exists between your company and the people of Dominica. Without you, it would be very difficult and challenging to bring so many people into Dominica. And we recognize also that we are a very important economic partner, economic opportunity for Ex-President Zil. And with the construction of additional hotels, particularly hotels with a European brand, we expect to see an increase in a number of tourists coming into Dominica and using the Martinique and Guadeloupe route to get into Dominica. And of course, with the continued increase in the marketing budget to promote our country, we expect to see an even increased number of visitors into our country. So Ex-President Zil will be playing an increasingly important role in bringing in people into Dominica and of course getting our citizens out to St. Lucia, Martinique and Guadeloupe. To the French ambassador, let me rest assured that the relationship which has existed between our two countries for a very long time will continue to be strengthened and deepened. Dominica and France have had a very long relationship, and we have seen the footprints of France in every sphere of our country's development, whether it's in health or education, infrastructure and agriculture. The French have been a true partner of Dominica. And as you know, during the Vichy regime, Dominica served as a place of refuge for many French citizens and soldiers. And also, during the eruption of the volcano, many French citizens came here. This is why we have so many French names along the west coast of Dominica. So this ceremony, though a very simple ceremony, it has far-reaching positive consequences and implications. And to the residents of Dublanc, I say, let us appreciate this, let us cherish it, and the only way we can show our appreciation is by making use of it. Because sometimes, in some communities, not Dublanc, in other communities in Dominica, people ask the government for improvement to playing facilities. Once we do that, there is no more use of the playing fields. And we want to ensure that Dublanc continues to be a driving force and an example to the rest of Dominica. That when investments are made, as small or as large as they are, we appreciate it by making use of it and making a way of life out of it. Because sports today is the highest paying profession or career that any one person can pursue in this world. And we must never believe that small countries or small communities like Dominica and Dublanc cannot produce international athletes. We have done it in the past under much more difficult circumstances and limited resources. So if the resources are there, the playing facilities are there, we have lights, we have to make better use of it to ensure that we can make a living out of those investments that have been made. So I really wanted to be here this afternoon to salute Ex-President Zil and Mr. Belmer for this wonderful investment in this community of Dublanc. And as I said, there is no village in Dominica that is more deserving than Dublanc for this investment. So God bless your company, God bless the wonderful people of Dublanc, and let us all work together as a people, as partners, as we all strive to create a better way of life for all of us and for our country, and to bring about a greater sense of peace and tranquility in the world, including Dominica. Thank you very much.
Honorable Prime Minister, I can guarantee you that the community of Dublanc is really going to make use of this investment. I know for sure that the young ones are looking forward to come back onto this playing field to play their football and their cricket. And today, this afternoon, some of them might be there playing because now it's open. So assured that we will do very well. We will make sure that we take care of the facility that has been granted to us here this afternoon. Right, people of Dublanc? Nice. Okay, all you have to say the vote of thanks. We would like to do a short presentation. We have three things, three presentations we would like to present. Okay, where are my flamboyant lads?